New from overnight, a man is in the hospital after a shooting at a Milledgeville apartment complex. According to Brad King with the sheriff's office, the shooting happened at the Milledgeville Manor Apartments on South Jefferson Street. King says a 19-year-old man showed up to the ER in Milledgeville shot in the chest. Medics later took him to a local hospital here in Macon. When we last checked, the man was in surgery. Investigators are still piecing together what happened. A fight between a father and son turned deadly yesterday in Perry. Police say it happened just before 3 p.m. at the Public Safety Building parking lot on Washington Street. Perry Police Captain Heath Dyke says 73-year-old William Ennis and his son, 44-year-old Miles Ennis, pulled up to the fire department and started to fight over a gun. He says that's when the gun went off twice, hitting the father. The son then shot and killed himself. An ambulance took his father to the hospital. Anyone with information on this case, you can call the Perry Police Department. That number, it's on your screen. It's 478-988-2822. Today, a jury is set to start deliberating the fate of 3 former Washington County deputies. Rhett Scott, Michael Howell, and Henry Lee Copeland face murder charges after they confronted Uri Martin and tased him to death back in 2017. Final testimony wrapped up on yesterday. This week, jurors heard from witnesses, experts on both sides, and 2 of the actual deputies involved. The state went through the counts of the indictment, and the defense said the deputies had inadequate training. This morning, the judge will give the jury instructions on how to move forward before they start deliberations. During day 4 of jury selection in the trial of the 3 men accused of killing Ahmaud Arbery, we learned that potential jurors were given access to information that was not allowed in the trial. That information was some of Arbery's medical records and mental health history. Yesterday, one juror testified looking at those documents during his research of the case. This raised concerns about what else jurors were able to see. Glynn County officials have since removed the hyperlinks on the juror information page. After yesterday, more jurors were added to the 15 already qualified, bringing the total to 23. Selection will not be held today. Some good news when it comes down to unemployment. Georgia's unemployment rate fell to an all-time low of 3.2% in the last month. It's the 17th month in a row that number went down. At the start of the pandemic in April of 2020, Georgia's unemployment rate reached an all-time high of 12.5%. The state's last all-time low unemployment rate came just before that. It was 3.3% in January of 2020. The number of Georgians with work rose above the 5 million mark. This is some great news. The Carter Museum and Presidential Library is open again for visitors. It closed in early August, just 1 month after an initial reopening during the pandemic. This time, enhanced COVID-19 protocols are in place, including mandated face coverings. Tickets are only available online. It's open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The public and educational programs will still remain online. The CDC now has booster recommendations for all 3 U.S. COVID-19 vaccines. That's one of 3 vaccine headlines we're following for you this morning. In a written statement, CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky says if you're eligible, you can choose which vaccine you get as a booster dose. That's because the FDA says it's okay to mix and match vaccines and boosters. This followed a unanimous vote from a panel of experts for the CDC in favor of boosters. Yesterday, the FDA authorized extra doses of the Moderna booster for seniors and high-risk individuals 6 months after the second shot. The state of Georgia passed a new milestone in the fight against COVID-19. The State Department of Public Health says over 11 million shots have been given out here in our state. Almost half of all Georgians are now fully vaccinated against the virus. The Bibb County School District is working to get its students protected against COVID-19. Yesterday at Ballard Hudson Middle School, students had the chance to roll up their sleeve for the Pfizer vaccine. Over the next week, about 75 students across the county will get the shot as the North Central Health District visits various schools. For now, anyone ages 12 and over is eligible for the vaccine. All right, we have a big traffic reminder to tell you about that you definitely need to know this morning. Starting overnight Sunday, you can no longer take the Spring Street exit or exit 1A from I-16 East. GDOT says crews will finish construction of new roadways to connect 4 new I-16 bridges over the Ocmulgee River at Spring Street. Instead, if you're headed on I-75 south to I-16 East, you need to get off at the Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard or Coliseum Drive exit. Southbound traffic on I-75 can exit at Hardeman and Forsyth, then return on I-75 north and exit Spring Street at the newly relocated exit ramp. GDOT says they expect the Spring Street exit closure to go until early next year. Construction to the now removed I-16 overpass in Truland County is expected to start soon. GDOT says it awarded a $3.5 million construction contract to Georgia Bridge and Concrete to start the work. Once underway, the replacement should take 6 months. GDOT says the project should be open to traffic by the summer of next year. Repairs will also be made to a 4-mile section of US 221 north of I-16. Now, you might remember the overpass got damaged this past summer. You see what that truck did to it, causing interstate detours, and I mean, it was an absolute nightmare out there. All right, a big shout out to the grads on Friday. Got to do a little shoulder bounce for the graduates here in Central Georgia. Georgia's Department of Education reports the statewide graduation rate did not change much from last year to this year. It came out to 83.7% compared with 83.8% in 2020. Overall, the graduation rate increased by 14 percentage points since 2012, and more than 100 school districts recorded rates at or above 90%. 10 of those districts right here in Central Georgia. You can take a look at those numbers. We have them posted on our website right now. That's at 13wmaz.com. And some good news for employees here in Bibb County. Full-time employees will soon see some extra cash in their paycheck. Last night, the school board voted unanimously to add a $1,000 retention supplement to all full-time employees' paychecks in November. Some part-timers could get up to $500. The supplement will cost the district $3.9 million. One of Macon's popular fall festivals makes its return this weekend, and it's guaranteed fun for the food lovers out there. The annual Central Georgia Greek Festival didn't happen last year, we all know, because of COVID-19. But this year, it's back, and they are ready for YOU. For safety reasons, this year's festival will only feature drive-through and carry-out food, which still is great. It can be ordered online or in person at Holy Cross Greek Orthodox Church on 1st Street in downtown Macon.
The nicest thing about this festival is the Christian fellowship. So many people come here. They're not obviously not members of our church, but they're so welcome to come and enjoy a gathering of friends. And we all get to pretend to be Greek for a weekend, and it's just kind of fun.
And let me tell you, on the morning team, Courtney, the Greek Festival has all of our stamp of approval. Now, the festival organizers hope to bring back many of their in-person features next year, including music, dancing, and shopping. The event is going to wrap up this Sunday. And speaking of food, I want you to check this out with me, family. A new bakery opened up inside a home decor business in downtown Macon. 7th Street Savage is owned by Brent Meyer and his wife. They sell home decor and gift items from over 25 local craftsmen or women. Together, they decided to open up a bakery inside their store on 2nd Street. It'll be a mix of sweet and savory items, including muffins and cookies. You can visit the bakery. It's at 592 2nd Street. They open Tuesday through Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Well, the time is now 6:38 a.m. and it's great to see that they have something sweet that you could grab right there. Then you have Fall Line, which is right next door. You get a sandwich and a beer. And then if you're going to a wedding, there's a venue that's right on that same street as well. So the Grove, Courtney, absolutely phenomenal.
That's right. And then you walk around that corner and you're on the whole strip of downtown.
Exactly.
You know? So
you're right off of Poplar. Cherry's not too far away. So I'm loving to see, you know, what they're doing with downtown Macon.
Needless to say, there's no lack of things to do.
Oh, no.
And that definitely goes for this weekend. There is a lot going on. We'll talk about that a little bit more as we go through the show, but the Greek Festival, the Macon Beer Festival, Mercer football, of course, all the Friday night football games for high school tonight, Macon Bacon baseball. I mean, I can go on and on. Perry's Oktoberfest. Choose, everyone, because the weather's going to be great. You might as well get out and enjoy it. It's all going to be thanks to our cold front. So once this sinks to the south, drier air is going to filter in, and we'll just have a beautiful forecast for your Friday night and for the weekend. We'll cover it all in just a few minutes here. A little bit of rain has rolled through this morning, mainly north of Macon. So in places like Monroe County, also parts of Jones, Baldwin, Hancock, Washington, also Upson County. Just be sure you're driving a little carefully this morning, as the roads could be just a little bit on the slick side. Most of the rain was pretty light for the morning. Of course, it's all along our cold front that we've been waiting for, even though, as I've been saying all week, it's kind of what I consider one of those fake cold fronts. Of course, clearly it's real. It's just not going to cool us down too much. If you don't have the rain, you're experiencing the cloud cover, which is keeping you warm for the start of the day. A lot of us are in the mid to upper 60s. It's also quite muggy out there ahead of our front because you can see the arrows. I know they're kind of hard to make out, but out of the southeast, so that's pulling in that Gulf moisture. But notice the wind direction is starting to change out of the west-northwest in some of our northern counties. So that drier air is going to start to filter in. little bit of a breeze. I show you this even though it's not super windy out there because we will keep a light breeze through the day as this front starts to push through the area. What's happening is this front is a lowering of pressure, and high pressure is going to filter in behind. The pressure difference is what creates wind. So we're going to be a little bit breezy, just a light breeze. We're going to have low humidity and lots of sunshine, and temperatures naturally are going to cool as we head towards sunset. So overall, you can't ask for a better forecast. It's going to be a wonderful day. Now, the rain really only going to be for the morning, and then we'll start to see skies clear through the afternoon as our humidity drops. We'll put some numbers to it. We'll be in the mid-60s this morning dew point wise. So it's going to feel a little bit on the muggy side, just enough humidity for you to notice it. As we head into the afternoon, behind that front, notice by 5 o'clock, so the time a lot of you will be headed home from work today, it's going to be a completely different feel out there. It's going to be really comfortable. We'll wake up Saturday morning in the upper 40s and low 50s with dew points near 50. It's going to be cool. It's going to be crisp. Take your coffee out on the back or front porch as you head into tomorrow morning because it's going to be wonderful. And we'll stay warm but dry through the weekend. Now let's talk about football Friday night. I know a lot of you always excited for those Friday night football games. For Tailgate 13 tonight, hopefully you'll tune in with us at 5 o'clock for that. Humidity will be dropping, but it will be warm. You might want to bring a light jacket with you to those games, though. It'll be in the low 60s by the time they all wrap up. Tomorrow, a beautiful day, no matter what you're heading to. Of course, the Macon Beer Fest, one of your many options tomorrow. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s, and it'll be warm and dry. Enjoy the dry weekend because rain could return for the start of next week. What we're really going to be watching next week is our second weather system that looks to be on the way for Wednesday and Thursday. Storm Prediction Center already keeping an eye on that for us for the middle of next week. Your 7-day shows a few showers this morning. We're beautiful and dry through the weekend, and then nothing short of unsettled as we head into next work week.